Hi everyone, in this video we will be discussing the fall of the Roman Empire. The essential question for this lesson is, how can new ideas lead to social and political change? The teaching objectives are the following. We are going to identify causes and effects of the decline of Rome, and by the time that we are done, you will evaluate Rome's legacy to the Western world by creating a Roman shield. First, let's talk about the reasons why the Roman Empire began to decline. One of the major reasons why the Roman Empire had a lot of issues during this time period is that over time, emperors became increasingly corrupt and ineffective. This was compounded by economic problems such as unemployment and the lack of economic growth. Emperors also imposed very high taxes on the population in order to maintain their lavish lifestyles and the cost of running such a large empire. The military in Rome, which was once one of the most powerful forces in the world, began to decline as well. They started to recruit non-Roman soldiers to be a part of the military who were less loyal than the Roman citizens. And all of this was made 10 times worse by the barbarian invasions that were plaguing the Roman cities. Goths and Huns, who are the nomadic people living in the northeastern parts of Europe and also Central Asia, started to encroach in on the Roman cities because they were being pushed in by other barbarian tribes. And so this caused a lot of turmoil in the Roman Empire. So in order to govern such a large empire more effectively, leaders decided that it was best to split it into two. They divided the entire Roman Empire into the Eastern Roman Empire, which included Greece, Asia Minor, Egypt, and Syria, and the Western Roman Empire made up of Italy, Gaul, Britannia, Spain, and North Africa. In your notes, you have a map that I want you to label. This is pretty much the boundary that separated both of the empires. The area in green is the Eastern Empire, and then the area in orange is the Western Empire. This area in green, the reason why they decided to divide it this way is that it is more culturally similar. Remember that this area here was once under the rule of Alexander the Great, so they have a Greek influence. The Greek is their main language, and they also share similar culture, and just like on this side, they have a more Latin influence. Eventually, the Western Roman Empire is going to be replaced by Germanic kingdoms that you see here in the map. Again, here are the wave of invasions that are coming in from the northern parts of Europe. And then the Eastern Roman Empire is going to be renamed the Byzantine Empire, and we'll discuss that in Unit 3. That one is going to survive another 1,000 years. We'll discuss why in the next unit, but just know that the Western Roman Empire does collapse first and is replaced by the Germanic kingdoms that eventually become the countries of Europe. Rome left a huge legacy for the Western world, and these include the following. Their laws and language. The concepts of justice, equality before the law, and natural law are based on reason all come from Rome and influenced our laws today. Latin is also very influential to European languages that evolved from that language. The Romantic languages, that means languages that come from the Roman Empire, include Spanish, French, Portuguese, Italian, and Romanian. In engineering, the Romans were the ones who started to build aqueducts. They developed concrete and used that to build bridges and roads, which were very important to Europe and all of their empire. And they also used arches, which is a form of architecture that comes from Rome. Their religion was also very influential in the Roman Empire and in the Western world because they helped spread Christianity, as we saw in the previous lesson. And lastly, here we have our journal. I want you to consider all of the legacies of the Roman Empire and think about which is the most important. So which do you think is the most important legacy of the Roman Empire, and then explain your answer. In the activity that we do in class, we're going to create a shield to evaluate all of the legacy of the Roman Empire. So if you want to wait to do the journal until after we do that activity, you can. And as always, if you have any questions, bring them to class, and thank you for watching.